Will bowl games matter anymore? Will they? I guess we'll find out. Hey guys, Def from More Tribe. I'm back with another video. We got a conference championship week, and this should be a good one. It should be a fun one. But like I said earlier, will bowl games matter after this one conference title? We'll talk about it when it comes up. But today we got UNLV, Boise State, top 20 matchup. Genty, almost 2,300 yards on the year, 28 touchdowns. UNLV, they're a good team, but I like Boise State here. They just got Genty, and who's gonna stop him until he gets to the playoffs? Honestly, who's gonna stop him? So I'm taking Boise State. Tulane, Army, I'm taking Tulane. It'd be nice if Army won and whatnot, but I don't think they will. I mean, Tulane's good. They got Mario Williams, and their quarterback's pretty good. And yeah, Tulane's a pretty good team, man. They just had like a little tough schedule. Let me look at their schedule here. K-State, they should have won against K-State. They played Oklahoma kind of tough. And then they lost to Memphis. It was tough. They're playing tough teams. So yeah, I'm taking Tulane here. Saturday, Iowa State, Arizona State. Big 12 championship. This is very interesting. I think this will be a good game too. I like Arizona State's odds, so I'm going to take them with the win and maybe a shot in the college football playoffs. Then we got the big game matchup again. Georgia, Texas. Carson Beck. Pure trash. They met earlier. We all know the results of that game. Texas is favored in this game. So who's Devin going to pick? Who's he going to pick? I'm picking Georgia. Why? Because they need to get in. They need to have a home berth. They're going to play the exact same way that they played Texas earlier in the year. They're going to shut down Texas. They're going to have home field advantage, obviously being the game being taking place in Georgia. I think it's going to be a ruckus crowd. So I'm taking Georgia. Even though Texas is favored, I'm taking Georgia. I think it'd be a closer game than it was because Carson Beck is going to throw a couple picks here. So I'm taking Georgia here. Next, we got Penn State and Oregon. This is a good game. This is what we love. Top 5 matchup. Top 5 matchup. Everybody's ranked. This is what we love. Oregon, Penn State. Oregon, I think Oregon's gonna dominate. I don't think Penn State's offense is gonna really do much. But hey, maybe they'll do something this game. But when it comes to Penn State, they can't perform in big time moments, big time games. So I'm taking Oregon big time. And the game I was talking about earlier is this one. SMU Clemson. Since they're not in the Big 12 or the Big 10 or the SEC, you can be punished for playing your bowl game. This is a great example. Knowing what they did to Florida State last year, and knowing what they're trying to do with Miami, which you already know my stance. Go watch my previous videos. Which is just Miami's fault, by the way. They controlled their destiny. Clemson 9-3, SMU 11-1. This is a pure example of teams are gonna just skip their conference championship so they can just make the playoffs. This is why I said in my other video, I know I'm plugging in my videos in, but it's the truth. Go watch. Teams are not gonna want to play in their title game, their conference game, for this exact same reason. The SEC and Big Ten are playing by different rules. They're playing by different rules. Say what you want. I don't care. Clemson with the win, they might have a shot to be in the playoffs. SMU wins, they're in the playoffs. Clemson loses, they're not in there. SMU, they're saying, I think if SMU loses, I don't think they're gonna be in there because they're gonna push so many teams into the damn playoffs, SEC teams, and that's what Lane Kiffin. If you didn't see it, um, he said, if I'll find it, I'll find it. I'll look for it. Okay, so I couldn't find it, but I was listening to the JCS show yesterday, and there was something about Lane Kiffin saying, that SEC BS and whatnot, and, dogging the ACC. I'm telling you, if SMU doesn't make the playoffs, they're going to be right where Florida State's at, and let's leave the conference. The ACC is like a power. It's like a group of five conference now, which I don't get it. Clemson's been a top dog. We've been a top dog. Uh, Especially Clemson, they've held that up. When they beat Alabama for a couple natties, we all seem to forget that. You know, like I don't know. The ACC title. This is a prime example of why teams are just not gonna play in their conference championship because it doesn't benefit anybody. If you're in the SEC or Big Ten, it benefits you. If you make your conference championship, you're in the playoffs. But if you're in the ACC or maybe even Big 12, you don't even have a shot. How is that fair? Why do we have people who have bias, whether you want to admit it or not? They can sit here and lie. No, we don't. You have bias, this or that. Like, why can't we just, do it like the BCS or something? Like, have some, like, a generator to do this. There's going to be human bias. There obviously is. There's, like, you can't get around that. And that's the truth. Florida State went 13-0 last year, won their conference title, and one of the guys on the committee was the ACC representative. His name is like Jim something, and he couldn't even fight for Florida State to even get in there. Is because Florida State was trying to leave the conference? Was it because you don't like Florida State in the conference? This year, you're fighting for all your teams now. Why is that? And this is what I'm trying to. This is what I'm trying to say. When there's human bias, where it don't even matter if they don't even like the team or they like the team. It could be from where they grew up at. They could have went to a university somewhere. Like there's no people are not like you can't control that. Like there's that bias no matter what. They can sit there and lie to you. No one respected the fact that a Power 5 team went undefeated and won their conference championship and they couldn't let them in. They needed to let Alabama, who lost, their conference championship, and they, still made it in. And, they're still trying to put a 3-loss Alabama team in over Miami. Just saying. They don't care about ACC. ACC is a group of 5 conference. And this is why the ACC is gonna fall. I know I'm ranting and rambling, but it ties into all of this. This is why would teams ever play in their conference championship if they know there's not a win? You know, it's a lose-lose situation. They're gonna make a point. If SMU wins, they might be in there. If they lose, they're not. If Clemson wins, they might be in there. If they lose, they're not. So why play the game? Red Lashley said it himself. Why, you know, all of his players could have COVID and sit out, and then they can still be in the playoffs. So why play if you're not the SEC or Big Ten? Why play in your conference championship? So I'm saying SEC is ruined college football as we know it. Big Ten is ruined. No, just SEC. SEC. You expand it to 12 teams, and you want all 12 SEC schools in there. You ruin the integrity of the sport. The honor, the hard work that you put into every season as a player. You're gonna tell I'm gonna keep referencing last year. You asked the guys to do everything. They won all their games. They put in all the hard work, and you just said no. We're gonna put Alabama in because it's good for ratings and good for money. But I think Clemson's gonna win this game. I know Clemson's gonna win this game. I feel like Clemson's gonna win. I think their defense is better. SMU will score obviously. Could it be a back and forth game? Sure. I think Cade Clement steps up and plays his heart out, makes a couple plays, and Clemson just edges SMU. So that's my pick. I'm gonna pick Clemson. Sorry for the little rant, but hey, it's true. So yeah, let's see what the committee does. Why we even have a committee to talk about college football is insane. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's go from there. Please like, share, subscribe. This is Def from More Time. Peace out.